One thing I didn't want to jump on you there, but
yeah.
What was a parallel to Ronald Reagan is his tax cuts, both of them, the early 80s one and the 86 one, the real reform, were ripped by the media at the time. But the view of people who saw their net paychecks, that changed everything, and the sentiment changed. Do you expect the same thing to happen with your tax cuts?
Not just that. I mean, look, we didn't even expect the Christmas bonuses that went out. We didn't expect the minimum wage increases from large employers across the country. That was even more than we expected. We think that we've under-promised on the tax reform and the impacts that we can have in the economy. And we're absolutely confident that when folks start to see their checks, not only that, not only the take-home check, which we think they'll be pleased with, but when the opportunities start to come in, when they start to realize what it means to be a part of a healthy American economy, when they have a chance to change jobs, to have a chance to start their own business, have a chance to get a raise, when those things start to filter through, those won't be immediate in February like the new withholding will, but when folks start to remember what it's like to be part of a healthy American economy, remember, you and I have talked about this before, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, if you're 30 years old and you're watching this program, you have never had a job in this country with a really healthy American economy. There are things that can happen in a dynamic American economy that can't happen anywhere else in the world. We create wealth, the likes of which no one else has seen in the history of the planet. We create it for folks like you and me who are on TV all the time, and folks who never get anywhere near television, but they're home taking care of their families. The wealth opportunities that exist in this nation are fantastic, and we feel like we've unleashed those and put ourselves in a position to allow the country to unleash this type of wealth creation. That is what folks are going to see between now and, say, the midterm elections and well beyond that. So we're very optimistic about what the long-term future holds.
Do you think people will appreciate that by the midterm elections and keep Republicans in power?
Yeah, I mean, look, people may not like the president's methods. I get that.
Yeah.
But you can't argue with the policies. You can't argue with the outcomes. People are better off. The country is better off.
I'm surprised that with the markets and the economy and all that, Director, his polling numbers just aren't great.
I mean, look, again, I come back to the fact that things are different now when it comes to the media. When you've got a 9 out of 10 chance of hearing a nasty story about the president when you go on television, when you listen to the radio, when you go to the internet, that can wear on you after a while. But when it comes time to vote, we really do think people, look, we can ask the question right now, are you better off than you were a year ago? And the answer is yes. And there's one reason for that, and it's Donald Trump.